Following the German reunification October 3, 1990, 3rd and 5th Wing of the East German Air Force, part of the National People's Army NVA, became 70th, 80th and East Squadron of the German Army Aviation Corps. During a transitional period, German Army Aviation Corps flew Soviet-built Mi-8 helicopters. The Mi-24 fleet, however, was no longer used and subsequently sold off. In 1991, German Army Aviation Corps helicopters provided humanitarian aid to Kurdish refugees in northern Iraq. From October 1991 onwards, Sikorsky CH-53G of the German Army Aviation Corps provided the means of transport for UN weapons inspectors in Iraq. In 1993 and 1994, in Somalia, Bell UH-1D helicopters equipped with machine guns were used for the first time in earnest as a means for self-protection. On April 1, 1994, the German Army Aviation Corps Brigade 10 was established. This brigade united all German Army Aviation Corps transport helicopter units under one leadership. The reconnaissance and liaison units were also integrated into this brigade. In December 1995, German Army Aviation Corps became part of I-4 contingent, later to be renamed SFOR, in the former Yugoslavia, flying missions into the most remote mountainous regions. In 2004, NATO handed over the command of SFOR to the EU. The name of the mission changed then to U4. During civil unrest in Albania in March 1997, the German Army Aviation Corps flew several missions into Albania in order to evacuate foreign citizens. On April 3, 1997, a new brigade was established, Air Motorized Brigade One, combining several German Army Aviation Corps forces into one unit, in order to create more rapidity in response, flexibility and fighting power. During flooding in July and August 1997, the dikes along the River Oder in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern were on the verge of collapsing. The German Army Aviation Corps flew numerous missions in order to save the dikes and the population. In February 1999, following a devastating avalanche in Galter in Austria, 10 helicopters of the German Army Aviation Corps took part in evacuation missions as part of the international aid effort. In March 1999, German Army Aviation Corps mission in Kosovo began when the first base was established in Macedonia. The helicopters were part of KFOR. Later that year, the unit was transferred to Kosovo proper. On September 9, 1999, the new helicopter LTH NATO Helicopter 90 was presented to the public at the German Army Aviation School in Buchberg. Delivery to active units is planned to be taking place from the second half of 2006 onwards, after the manufacturer, NH Industries, encountered several problems causing a delay in production. On September 13, 1999, the first Eurocopter EC-135 was brought into action as a training helicopter, eventually to supersede the Alouette II. The last flight of a German Army Aviation Corps Alouette II took place early in 2006. On December 14, 1999, an improved version of the CH-53G, the CH-53GS, was introduced, easily recognizable because of their large pair of auxiliary fuel tanks. During the flooding of the River Elbe in 2002, the German Army Aviation Corps flew countless missions in order to rescue people, strengthening the crumbling dikes and flying in supplies into areas cut off by the high waters. Beginning with the transfer of 4 helicopters to Kabul in Afghanistan in April 2002, the German Army Aviation Corps mission as part of ISAF started, the units either being based in Afghanistan proper or in neighboring Uzbekistan at the air base of Termez. In November 2007 the helicopters moved their base to Mazar-e-Sharif. Towards the end of 2003, the first Eurocopter Tiger helicopters were delivered for testing and evaluation purposes to the German Army's Office of Defense Technology and Procurement. In 2005, Eurocopter Tigers were delivered to the Franco-German Training Center in Leluk, where the initial pilot training scheme takes place. Delivery to combat units is expected to take place in the second half of 2006. German Army Aviation Corps Attack Helicopter Regiment 26 Franken based in Roth Air Base is to be equipped with the Eurocopter Tiger, as well as German Army Aviation Corps Attack Helicopter Regiment 36 based in Fritzlar. During yet another flooding of the River Elbe in April 2006, the German Army Aviation Corps again contributed to the aid of the population by flying numerous SAR missions. Helicopters of the German Army Aviation Corps were part of U4RD Congo in support of UN mission MONUC to monitor the general elections in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This mission lasted from June 2006 and ended with the last soldiers returning in December of the same year. 2. In August 2007, helicopters of the German Army Aviation Corps were part of the international force assisting the Greek authorities in fighting the catastrophic forest fires on the Peloponnese. 3. In October 2011, the German Federal Ministry of Defense announced the reorganization reduction of the German armed forces. As a consequence, the strength of German Army Aviation Corps will be reduced. Flying and training operations at Altenstadt, Rhine Air Base, Celle Air Base and Roth Air Base will cease to exist, and the respective Army aviation units stationed at these air bases disbanded. 4. Medium Transport Helicopter Regiment 25, based at La Plume Air Base, disbanded on December 31, 2012 and was re-established as Helicopter Wing 64 of the German Air Force on January 1, 2013. 5. At the same time, 2nd Squadron of the Air Force's Air Transport Wing 61, flying helicopters of the type Bell UH-1D, became part of the German Army Aviation Corps. 6.